Hey, how you doing, folks? Chris Harris here. Another episode of Bucksweet Sports Podcast, presented to you by 810 Studios. If you haven't done so already, man, swing by 810 Studios, all the social media pages. Give them a like, share, follow, help them get to 1,000 followers, man. If you're here, you're in the right place for all your local sports, high school sports talk. Man, we got my crew back with us today, man. We got Brandon Blackwell, BB. Got Brandon Ward, Big B out there in Union. We got the Midway Magic Man, Magic Gomez, and unfortunately, Coach Drake couldn't join us today. We'll had a little emergency, but we got a really special guest for y'all today, man. Any Lakewood football fans out here definitely want to tune into this guy, man. Really appreciate him coming on the show. First year head coach John Holt is joining us today. Coach Holt, welcome to the show.
Yeah, I'm excited to be here. Appreciate you guys having me.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you coming on. Mr. Brandon Blackwell is going to do a little Q&A with Coach Holt. So we're going to go ahead and get this Buck Suite going. And I'm going to hand it off to Brandon Blackwell. Brandon, do your thing, man.
Thank you, Chris. And yes, thank you so much, Coach Holt, for taking the time for us. Let's start off. You've got to meet all the guys behind the scenes, but while we're here, would you mind giving a little introduction of yourself and your background prior to landing here at Lakewood?
Yeah, for sure. So I was born and raised in North Carolina. I played football in college at Appalachian State for the last 17 years. I've coached ever since I graduated. I coached at Appalachian for 5 years. I coached at Western Carolina for 9. I coached at Dodge City Community College for a season, and I coached the last 2.5 years at Georgia State University. My wife's actually a Sampson County native, and so I've been in and out of this area for a long time now. But that's my background in sports. All I've ever done has been a football coach, and so I'm excited to do it at Lakewood High School.
Thank you so much, Coach. We're glad to have you. Can you kind of give us some an idea of what it was that attracted you to Lakewood? I know you said your wife's a native, so I know that was an attraction. But can you give us an idea of kind of where we're at?
Yeah, so one thing I tell you, I've been spoiled my entire life to be around great people. I've been in good situations, football wise. I've worked with really good coaches, with really good people. I played for good people. I've been coaching good people. I mean, I've just been spoiled in all aspects as far as that goes. And so when I looked at Lakewood, I knew Coach James Lewis, whose name's on the stadium, and the success he had there. I knew that it's a winning program with a tradition. I knew they'd been to the state title. I knew they'd been to the semis, all those things. So, I saw that as a place, that could be very successful, but also a community that's diverse, a community that loves football, a place where it's important, and a place where I thought, my family and myself, we can make a difference. My son, he starts kindergarten this year. So, Salemburg Elementary was a place I said, hey, where else would you want to raise a family? And of course, we're close to our family there. And I think all those things kind of push me towards Lakewood. But, you don't always know everything when you kind of do your research of where it is and who it is. I would tell you this, we've got great people. We've got great players, guys that are hungry. And that's been the coolest thing to come in and kind of see what I guess people talked about it. Now that I'm on the inside, it's a really good place. So it was a good choice for me and my family for sure.
Yes, sir. I think we're all very blessed thus far that you were looking when we were needing. So we're glad you're here. How would you say the transition's been so far? Is it been kind of culture shock coming from D1 coaching into the high school? Is it how's it feel?
So there are some things that are very different, and to be honest, I'm learning things that I guess may not seem like they have much to do with football. So I'm learning some things about that. But, probably the coolest thing is football's football. When you're working with guys, um, you know, especially at the Division I level, right now, a lot of your talk spent on money and uh, NIL and recruiting and things like that. And I mean, I enjoy getting to walk in the door and you look and there's 70 guys that want to play football because they want to play football. And so
Yes, sir.
that's something pretty cool, as far as that goes. But, the rest of it's been, I mean, similar to what I'm used to in the fact that I'm around good people. I'm doing exactly what I love to do. And our guys are working and, anytime they're not, I'll make them work. So that part's been cool. And it's really been what I've always done. Probably the biggest difference for me is literally my son's at practice. Um, I don't have to go far to do those things, and I'm around my family a ton, even when I'm at football. So that's probably the coolest thing and exactly what I was looking for when I came.
Yes, sir. And again, we appreciate you. And I know kind of you're speaking of transition, you coming to Lakewood. I know you arrived into the actual scene a little later than anybody would have really hoped. So you're a little bit behind the ball, but I think you're a man that's can catch up pretty easily. Could you tell us about some of the things that you've been working on for the program and for the school, kind of since you've come in? Because I know you've had a platter full.
Yeah. So, the biggest thing that I've been working on is just trying to make sure we're doing things first class for our guys. Um, you know, I guess our team was used to having upper 30s, maybe 40 players in the program. Uh, my first meeting, we had like 87 that came in the
Yes,
door and said they wanted to play football.
That's great.
That number shrunk a little bit, as we've talked about commitment and the things you got to do to play football. But I mean, we got a new player literally yesterday. I mean, so there's still guys trying to come in and play. And so, we've had a few guys that said, hey, maybe I'm not cut out for exactly where the program's going. But I mean, just to do that, you've got to have equipment. You've got to have the staff. It's a whole lot different taking care of 40 guys versus 80 guys. That's a big jump, So
for sure.
probably the biggest thing we've done is we've tried to raise some money. We've tried to get support from our community. Our community's done a really good job in kind of answering that call for help. And we launch our fundraiser this week. Our first fundraiser, so that's going to be something pretty cool to see how that goes. But some of those things I wouldn't want to do them during football season, but just because of the nature of where we are, we're having to do it. So that has definitely kept me busy. Otherwise though, just setting the standard for our program and getting guys to learn exactly what we're looking for. And right now you can't see any fruit because we hadn't played a game, we hadn't won a game. None of those things have happened. So we're working really hard and we're doing things a certain way. And, right now the guys are doing it off trust and they're doing it off the feeling that they're getting better each day and that we're a team. And so, that's really what we've been working. We just came out of our preseason camps. Our guys were there for a couple of days. We stayed overnight. We ate together. We did things together. So just a way to come in and bond together. And it's something that my guys told me they hadn't done before. So it's something different for them. But really, it got us a week ahead football wise.
Oh yeah.
You cram everything in 2 days and you're learning and that type thing. But I mean, it would have taken us months to get to know each other and kind of understand who you're working with and things like that compared to the team building stuff we've been able to do in preseason camp thus far. So that's the really cool thing. And, I coach football because I want to make an impact. So we ask our guys to tell us about themselves. We learn about each other and also our coaches. I learned things about our coaches in this first week because, we're requesting that guys share stuff. My guys know me better right now than they did, even a week ago. So that's something pretty cool that we've been doing. And, now we're getting ready to be in the grind of preseason of, just working towards that first scrimmage and then working towards the jamboree and then week one, all those things. So, the biggest thing we're doing football wise right now is we are hammering our fundamentals and our individual stuff. And then we're also, implementing our offense, implementing our defense, implementing our special teams. And my big thing is I want to be simple. I want to play fast. I want guys to understand that, they're going to be the ones that make plays. And so the biggest thing I try to do each day is just eliminate ways for myself or our staff to really screw it up. If these guys know what they're doing, they can play fast. We got some guys that can make plays. We got some guys that will play hard. And, who knows how many plays we'll win or how many games we'll win, those type things. But it's really good to see these guys getting better and seeing them work and buy into what we're doing. And that's kind of where we're at this point in the program.
And Coach, I'm really glad you brought up the little camp y'all had. It was really awesome. I got to come in for a few minutes and be a little part of that. I'm gonna tell you, I've coached a lot of those young men when, some of them from flag football right on up into pads. So some of them I thought they had lost the ability to listen. I didn't know they could follow direction anymore. I thought they were your typical teenagers, had it all figured out, seeing them these last couple of years. And when I come in there, I noticed all those boys had earned their respect and them yours, and it was obvious. Those guys came out loud and proud. They were ready to eat. We had a whole table set up that Arby's was generous enough to provide for those guys that night. They come out loud and proud. Coach spoke one time. It was crickets. Everybody was fine line. And I was like, what? I was like, yo, and I'm going to say, I've heard Coach say several times, me being out at some of the workouts, getting photos and stuff. I've heard him tell them boys several times, if nothing else, we will be the most disciplined team on the football field on Friday night. And I'm going to tell you something. We are well on our way to being just that, because I have not seen that out of that Lakewood pack. And to see somebody come in and rein those boys in so quickly and gain their respect and attention so quickly, there's no doubt you're doing something right. They're not an easy group to lead. So for you to be able to come in and rein them in so quick, Coach, we really do appreciate you. And any mother would have been proud to look on and see their boys respond the way that they responded and be so polite and respectful and well maintained, I guess. Yeah, I mean, because they held their composure and they acted accordingly. And for a room full of 70 plus teenagers, all boys, like that was something awesome. So thank you, Coach. So you came in and you went right to work for these young men, and I think that's really what gained their respect is, I think we've been missing a lot of that. Like, you kind of hopped in and you seen there were needs and you seen there were things that needed to happen, and you went after it. So I want to thank you for that as well. And if there's anything that myself or anybody in the community can do, please make it known how we can make this easier on you, sir.
Yeah, for sure.
We're going to shift gears a little bit, and we're going to talk about your coaching style. Without giving too much away, of course, we want to save some for the field, but yeah. But can you just tell us a little bit about your approach and your style when it comes to football?
Yeah, so for sure. So, when you get into coaching, maybe initially you do it because you love playing. You want to be around football. There's something about football that's just different for all of us who enjoy the sport, whether you're a coach, a fan, a player, whatever it is. So that's kind of really what draws you in. But, what I've learned over the years is you're there to make an impact. I'm here to make an impact, on players to be better football players for sure, but also to be better people. And I try to intertwine that as much as I can.
Mhm.
You mentioned discipline, and I take pride in discipline because I think it's something that doesn't take any talent. Um, we do things a certain way, and it doesn't matter if you're our biggest, strongest player. It doesn't matter if you're our fastest player or our most skilled player. The guys that can do things disciplined and do it the right way over and over and over again, those are the guys you can depend on. And it's going to be the same way in life, once guys are done playing football. Uh, a disciplined parent, a disciplined person, a disciplined, um, grandparent, whatever it may be, a disciplined person at work, those are the people that end up being successful. And so I think that's something that doesn't take talent, and it's something, if you do it day after day, it can help you to be successful. And probably that's our biggest thing. I mean, we haven't had referees and things like that at practice yet. We will soon, but we want to eliminate penalties. We want to eliminate things that make you go backwards. That way we give ourselves a chance to, hey, what kind of plays can we execute? What kind of defense can we play? We don't want to give a team anything. We want to make them earn it, if that makes sense.
Sure.
So that's a big part of my coaching style. I want our guys to be disciplined. I'm very high energy. I'm not one of those coaches that tells our players to run or tells our players we need to practice fast as I walk or ride a golf cart or whatever it may be. I'm going to run. I'm going to move. I'm going to be around my guys. I'm very hands on. I'm going to be able to show them exactly what we're asking them to do. Um, I don't have pads on, so I'm not form tackling these guys right now. But I'm the type person that will get in
Maybe
the
we can set
stance. I
something
will
up.
show them the first step. I'm going to show them, the mesh point, whatever those things are. And I'm not scared to do that. And I think that's something guys can buy into because they know I've done that before and
Mhm.
they know I'm still doing that. And, I'm willing to roll my sleeves up and work with them, not just kind of tell them how to work. So that would be a big part of my coaching style. And then, just excitement. You want excitement in your program because that's what keeps guys going when it is hard. Every part of a football practice or off-season workout or things like that, all of them aren't glamorous and things you look forward to every day. But I try to keep those things exciting. I try to do it with my demeanor. I try to do it with music. I mean, I'm a music lover. My guys are like, man, we're listening to oldies, then we're listening to rap, then we're listening to country, then we're listening to
Okay.
gospel. I mean, we're listening to all kinds of stuff. But I like to keep it fresh in that aspect, and I want every guy to have a purpose, and I try to bring that out in my coaching style.
Appreciate that, Coach, and I can vouch for it. There might even be a couple little videos I got where we can catch Coach doing a little dancey dance.
Okay.
Maybe.
Oh, we got to post those.
Yeah. Maybe we'll throw a little something together for him at the end of the season. Um, but yeah, so I seen Coach out there run the ball for the boys. I've seen him stop boys from running the ball. Like I say, he had pads on. He ain't hurt nobody. I seen him right up there, doing warm up drills with them. I mean, I can say he's telling the truth about that. He is very active out there at practice. Their little mantra when they come together is start fast, finish strong. And I witnessed the coach starts fast and he finishes strong right along with him. I can say that. And there's several out there on the coaching staff that join right in on that as well. I'm glad to see it. Um, I'm gonna try to shorten this up a little bit, just because I want everybody else to get a chance to talk about some things. But you want to talk about the scrimmages you got coming up for us, Coach?
Yeah, for
And the
sure. So
jamboree as well.
yeah, so we're going to actually scrimmage Wallace. We're going to scrimmage East Bladen. And then we're going into the Sampson County Jamboree. We're going to face Fairmont. So we've got those three coming up. We're actually in a dual practice with Wallace and East Bladen. So we'll get to see those guys at the same time. When we do that, we're taking our entire program. So our seniors all the way down to our ninth graders. And when we go to the Jamboree, we're doing the same thing. So we're going to take our entire squad to both those things. And the reason I do that is, number one, each group needs to compete. I want to try to play a lot of players. Also, when it's real, you learn about players. So I don't want to sell any of our guys short and be like, hey, that guy's not the player, or think somebody's better than they are. I want to see them live. I want to get every guy in. I want to expose them to competition. And, you know, I picked Wallace. I picked East Bladen because I knew it's two teams that have talent. Those two teams have been successful. Those squads will push us, and then of course the Sampson County Jamboree is something that we're going to try to do every year as long as they have it. That's a running tradition, and I think it's a neat thing they do for our community, not just for Lakewood, but everybody in the area, and then the teams that are coming in from outside our county. I mean, that's just something pretty cool. We're kind of the happening thing on that last Friday night before we really get going. So that's a cool thing we've got.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Looking forward to it. So I'm gonna I've got a good sense of where he's at with a lot of these other questions I was gonna ask or what he's talked about so far. So I'm gonna take a step back, and if anybody else, got something for him, feel free to ask, or we can move on with the program. Coach Holt, I appreciate you, man. You have no idea what it means that you took the time to be here.
Yeah,
Man.
for sure.
I think Brandon had a question for him.
I just got something to say to BB, man. Y'all over there in Lakewood have something special. When you got a man that comes in like that right there with that mindset and can really get guys going like that. Coach Holt, you sound like you are the type of coach I would love to play for anytime I run through a wall for you.
Yes.
Well,
I mean,
how much eligibility do you got left?
Hey, I tell you what, I'll shave my beard off today. No, but I just had one question for you, Coach. I know I'm gonna piggyback on BB just a little bit. You talked about the culture. I think the question I want to ask you is bringing that demeanor of the D1 program, coaching D1, and coming down to the high school level. How much of the daily schedule and your daily, routine of a D1 program have you brought down to these high school kids?
We do everything exactly the same that
Oh,
I've done
wow.
before. The difference is maybe our resources and staff size, or some things we can't do. You leave a staff that maybe had 20 people on it or 30 people on it, and you come to a staff that's got 7 or 8. That's a big difference. Also, at that level, all you do is football. Here, there's a lot of other things that we're doing with our guys and, that type thing. But, try to keep it a lot the same of what I've been used to. Probably the biggest adjustment I've had is we work guys on both sides of the ball. In college, you never do that anymore. So that changes our practice structure a little bit. But Telfair Simpson, he's coached at Lakewood for a long time. He actually got started at Union years ago with Coach Lewis, so he's got a history there too. But he's helped me some on that transition and just told me, here's some things that they've done and had success with. So those are kind of the things we've mixed into our practice schedule to kind of make it go. But my biggest thing, and I think the surprise for our guys, we only practice about an hour and 30, hour and 45 minutes, where I have heard a lot of high schools go for 2.5, 3 hours. My biggest difference, if you come to a practice, there's not many guys standing. So according to our staff size and resources, we got our guys moving. Everybody's doing something. There's not a lot of standing around. We try to run practice on a timer. So, when that horn blows, we transition, we go to the next period and try to be really efficient in what we're doing at practice.
Okay, Coach. Okay. I like that. Also, just one last question. I was looking at your schedule a while ago. Is there any particular team you look forward to facing this year besides all of them? Like, is there one in particular?
That's the coach answer right there. All of them.
Yes, all of them.
Yeah, it's probably going to be the coach answer again. Probably that first one, because I'm interested to see our guys actually really play. I don't have a history with our team, so that's going to be something pretty neat. But I know that I can sense from the players, they look forward to certain games and stuff like that. So I'm trying to reel them in some to just understand that all we've got is today. we got to get better today. And then, we're always working towards one team until we flip the script on a Saturday morning. So, that'd be what I say. But really, I'm more excited about, just seeing these guys I've been working with, see them be able to compete, not as much the opponent, I guess.
Okay, cool. I appreciate you answering my questions, and I appreciate just coming up here, giving your time today. Thank you.
Yeah, for sure.
I wanna say something real quick. I took a schedule up there to coach that I had done for that just some stuff we're gonna send out to some of the team sponsors. And some of the guys were, him hawing over what teams were on that schedule and when we were gonna play them and this, that, and the other. Coach stopped them and he said, "Hey guys, there's only one team on that schedule that we need to worry about. Y'all have seen our schedule, and I'm not gonna talk about anybody, but he said it's that very first game. That's the only one we need to worry about." Hey, right then, all that ended, and they were like, "Yes, sir, coach." And they went on about their business because they understood. That's exactly right. Why would you worry about game 4, game 5, or game 10 or 12 when you haven't even got to game 1? Like, that's the most important thing. And like that, so yeah, that spoke to me when he said that. It was, I was like, you know what? He's absolutely right. The heck with all that. Like, it's that first game. That's what we got to worry about right now. So that was something really cool I witnessed from the coach as well. Reeled them boys in pretty quick. But coach, they wanted to know kind of what you brought down from D1 to here. Explain a little bit of what them boys see when they very first show up to practice.
Yeah, so as soon as they walk in, we put our gear on. We've got team gear. And normally the first thing we do right now is jump in the weight room. So we do everything in there on a whistle. Like, there's not a rest period. We never sit down. We never lean against a wall.
Okay.
Never bend over. We never, we want to make sure that our actions are showing that we're getting better and, that we all look the same. So I think that's something that's really important. And that's really all I've been used to. I've always had that. I've been a part of that culture that those were some of the things you did each day. So.
Like he said, everything is on the schedule. My kid come home talking about the depth charts posted. Everybody knows where they're supposed to be, when they're supposed to be there, and how quick they're supposed to be there. Like I said, they start fast and finish strong. Who else got something for coach?
Hey, Magic, you got anything?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Would you seeing some of these guys? You just now getting here. You seeing some of these guys? There go Chris. He laughing. He know I'm about to say something out of the ordinary. But you seeing all of these guys? I like to, you know what I'm saying? I want to know, like, out of all of these guys that you see, who do you have as maybe, you know what I'm saying, your dark horse or your diamond in the rough that you think is going to be one of those players when it comes down to crunch time in that fourth quarter? Who can, everybody's won on that team, but who do you feel, is going to, you know what I'm saying, is just somebody we need to watch, somebody we need to, have our eyes peeled on that maybe Sampson Independent's not talking about, or your Max Preps or your sites like that.
Yeah, so I see what you mean. Well, we've got some players that have some notoriety, I think. And normally it's the guys you put the ball in their hands, stuff like that. But really, probably the most impressive thing I've seen and the guys that we can lean on is our linemen. O-line,
Yes, sir.
D-line. We've got some guys that really work hard, and it's not necessarily one guy. It's that we have a group of linemen. And I think that's something that, folks will see. I don't know if it'll go into Sampson Independent. I don't know if anybody will be talking about it because those are very unselfish groups a lot of times. But I expect our defensive line to be a big lead for us, and I expect our offensive line. I think we'll move the football as good as they can do. Skill players wise, literally, I've got depth charts sitting in front of me right now, and I'm trying to work on that still from our preseason camp that we've done this far. And probably the biggest probably the biggest challenge I've got as far as that goes is like I don't know what these guys did before. I don't know
Right.
how much you've talked about. We got 3, 4 really good running backs, that have toted the ball for us at times. And, I know we've got a returning quarterback, stuff like that. We've got an older group of linebackers, but, I'm trying to figure out for some of these young guys. I mean, like we've got some sophomores, we've got some freshmen that as soon as we put shoulder pads on, it was different because maybe they're not as developed size-wise yet because they are 14 or 15. But as soon as we put shoulder pads on, those guys started to emerge. And so the battle, I guess, of having over 70-some guys in the program is, all right, now what do you do with them? So, big part of what I'm doing right now and what we'll do early in the week is just making sure we got guys in the right spot to where they can be successful. We're going to ask some guys this week to play some spots they weren't playing last week because we're trying to get the best guys on the field. So some of those changes will emerge. And then, the cool thing about that is the guys that make plays, that'll be the ones you're talking about.
That's a good problem to have, Coach.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for that answer.
For sure.
Basically, you basically answered everybody. I mean, all the questions that I had. Just listen to you talk to the other guys. You basically answered all my questions, man. One thing I could say, man, I'm feeling really confident about my prediction last week because I already knew with everything that Lakewood coming back based off how they finished the season last season, that they were going to be a solid ball club. But I mean, listening to you talking. Basically, man, when I think of the definition of leadership, man, that's basically what you're bringing to the table there. Like you said, not asking your guys to do anything that you're not willing to do. They see you moving, so they're going to stay moving. And just like you said, man, when you get a coach that can really get to kids like that, and like when those kids they'll run through a brick wall for you, man. I've seen it firsthand. So I'm feeling really good about what y'all got going on in Lakewood, man. I feel like y'all are going to really have a really productive season. When you talked about your linemen, I always say in this part of North Carolina with the way the offenses and defenses are, if you control that line of scrimmage, you're going to be successful. So hearing you pinpoint the linemen, that's awesome there. I know you said you don't think Sassa Independent or anybody will be talking about your linemen, but on Bus Sweet Sports Podcast, we will be.
We're going to talk about them.
That trench warrior of the week, we'll definitely be shouting out to all the hog mollies and the big boys that do all the dirty work on the inside that don't get all the recognition that they should. But you look at it, man, one of the most important positions on the field. So, I mean, all great stuff, Coach, man. Y'all, like I said, I feel really good about what y'all got going on in Lakewood, man. For the sake of time, man, we'll kind of got to move things along a little bit. Want to kind of start talking about everybody's observations from this first couple of days of practice, man. How y'all feeling about y'all respective teams or anything interesting that you guys saw?
Union's growing. They like I said, they got 15 freshmen as well. So, they're really young. And I think I'm still holding solid to my prediction over there. They a lot of people are gonna sleep on them, but they're gonna surprise you a lot on Friday nights.
Yeah, just listening to the interview with the kids that you did, just that confidence, like you said, a program that's been down the last couple of years. Coach Oates kind of came in there, he started really to establish that culture, and the kids are starting to buy in. That just hearing that confidence, that's not the type of confidence you would expect from a team that went 2-8 last season.
Right.
Those kids, like I said, they're speaking like they're ready to win. They want to win. They expect to win, and that's just you can see that change coming. So I'm expecting. I'm excited to watch them kids, man. I'm really excited to watch see what Union does, and I mean, Saxon County football is better when the Spartans are in the conversation.
I'm I'm gonna try to make it out to Scotland County to that jamboree that they were invited to out there.
Okay.
I'm gonna try to make it out there. I'm not promising that, but I definitely gonna try to get out there Friday night and see what they got. Try to get some video for us.
One thing I noticed, the other week when you were interviewing Coach Oates out there, and he had mentioned, the mentality of these guys around here is a little bit different. This small town mentality, they kind of go into looking at who their opponent's going to be that week, and they say, "Oh man, we're going to lose that game." I didn't hear that out of those guys that you that they wanted the dogs. You know what I'm saying?
They was ready.
They ready.
Yeah, I mean, my quarterback said, "I will hop his head." I said, "What?" I said, "Okay." And he's a brand new quarterback. But I mean, that's the mentality it takes to go out there and play football. Like if you go out there going, "I don't really want them," well, you're not gonna have them. They're gonna have you for breakfast, lunch, and dinner, and the game's over. And you're still going, "Man, I wish I'd have done something while they were here." But so I was glad to see that those kids, their mindset's changing over there, and they do have some heart. So I'm interested to see what Union does this season.
Sampson County is definitely has gotten some special leaders at these programs now. After talking to Coach Oates and then hearing Coach Holt talk, man, it's like I said, if I didn't go to Union, I'd shave his beard off and go put that I go put that Wildcat on and run through a brick wall for my man, because that right there is leadership right there. That's leadership.
I was haven't seen a lot of really, really good, hopeful programs, well-disciplined programs since I was young and in school, So seeing Coach Holt come along and seeing what he was doing, I was like, this is football. I was like, this right here is football. Like, thank God. Like, finally. So, and we had some real good feedback from our guys, man. That was like, hey, one of the kids that you had announced that was going out to that media event, I spoke with him at the little sleepover thing, and he was like, "Dude, this was cooler than that." He was like, "This is about my people. This is about my brothers that I'm taking the field with." He was like, "This is about my coaches." He was like, he was like, "This felt good." He was like, "Just as fun, and it felt good." He was like, "We practiced a long, 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 long time." He was like, "But he was like the downtime and the relationships built." He was like, "I could feel us coming together." You know what I'm saying? Like, and I could tell in that room that it was very much so the truth. So I just keep going back to that, man, because it does something to my heart. It makes me feel good.
I'm trying to tell you.
Hey, Magic, what you got going out there in Raider country?
Well, hey, I sent y'all some of the interviews I had with some of these kids, and you can already tell them Raiders is fired up on that side of the ball. They ready for everybody to come to Spivey's Corner. I guess we could say one of the running backs is going to be toting the ball. What did he say? He said he was ready for all 10 teams. It didn't matter to him. He was ready for all 10. There was not a win. There was not one particular win he was looking for. He was ready for all 10 teams. So I think those guys feel really good. But, this is another thing I can say from, outside looking in. I can say, I'm not on the football field with these guys every day. My son's already graduated from Midway, but, seeing Brandon and hearing Brandon talk about what he's seeing at Lakewood, and, Mr., BW over here talking about what he sees at Union, going out there seeing those guys. And of course I'll be at those Raiders games. I got to see what them boys is going to do. There's a lot of fire in Sampson County right now. And I think it's going to be hard, whether you come in to play Clinton, even though they're rebuilding a little bit. You come in to play Clinton, you come in to play Midway, you come in to play Lakewood, you come in to play Hopton, you come in to play Union. All these teams right now, that's what I'm hearing. I've not heard anything negative through any of these teams. You know what I'm saying? From players to just, family members of the players. You know what I'm saying? It's going to take a lot. You better bring a whole bunch of fire extinguishers with you, because these boys is coming out there with a fire when they hit that field. I'm telling you, all of them is ready to play.
So what we're saying, Magic, is whether it's 1A or 2A and you come into Sampson County, you better come to play.
Yes, sir.
Hey, you better come correctly. Correctly. That's all I got to say. Correctly. You better hope all your wheels is on your bus.
But like I said, this is the fun part when we get to talk. I can't wait till the season kicks off and we can see them walk. Like
Hey, look, man, Magic, that's a tough act to follow, man. Well, all I can say is, as far as Clinton goes, was checking them out. They had their Midnight Madness practice to start off the season. Looked like had a great showing from the crowd out there supporting the team. Kids look motivated. Really excited to see what Coach Boykin and his staff could do out there. Yes, like you said, it's we graduated a lot. We graduated 20 plus kids. Lost about 5 or 6 kids to transfer, but like I said, the staff, they came in. Everybody's motivated. Like I said, the kids they're working hard. Checked out a little bit of their media day. If you guys want to check out some pictures, any of the listeners who haven't seen it already, we got some pictures posted on the BuzzFeed Sports podcast page for media day. And like I said, we're just building up, just ready to get to see how we look at these scrimmages, man. Like I said, I mean, all positive things out of Sanford County. I think it's going to be and that jamboree is going to be real. That's going to be something to watch, man. It's going to be real competitive. Love seeing this. This is my favorite time of year, man. Just
yes,
it's rough trying to get through these last couple. As a fan, of course, the coaches. I know coaches. Yeah, look, man, I ain't trying to rush things. I'm trying to get my guys, make sure my guys prepared. But as a fan, as a spectator, man, I'm ready to go. I'm ready for week 1. I wish I could hit the fast forward button and we could be at August 23rd already. But gotta get these practices. Kids got to get their get the stuff in and get these scrimmages out the way. Got a lot of scrimmages coming up next week. Coach already talked about some of his. What's your guys' mindset going into a scrimmage from a fan perspective? Because a lot of times I feel like some fans they take it a little bit too seriously. Like, I mean, most of the time with these scrimmages, you're trying to get kids reps, trying to get them used to getting hit by someone other than their teammate. You're a lot of times it's really vanilla, and you're just trying to, you're doing the player evaluations, and you're basically at the end of the day you want to come out of there injury free. Am I right, Coach? Like, I mean, you're not throwing your whole bag in a scrimmage, which a lot of some fans don't understand. Like, but I just want to get you guys' perspective as far as how you feel about these scrimmages.
Biggest thing I would say about scrimmages, watch the sideline. See what the sideline does. That's going to tell you a lot about your team. Because you are playing a lot of guys, like you said. You may not open your playbook up. Watch the sideline and see what the team looks like and kind of how they interact. That'd be something important. Appreciate you guys letting me be on here, okay?
Oh, yes, sir, Coach. Hey, if you got to cut out, man, like I said, appreciate you coming on. Hope you come on again in the future. Like I said, good luck to Lakewood this season. Definitely be checking you guys out each week. And just like you said, just appreciate you coming on, Coach.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you, Coach.
Take care.
Appreciate you, Coach. Yeah, just to piggyback off what Coach just said, yeah, man, that he took the words right out my mouth. If you really want to see what your team is about, you definitely check out that sideline, see which players out there clapping, which players out there really engaged in what's going on,
especially when you get kicked in the teeth,
Right. Like, you come out there, you kick the ball off, or that team gets their first rep and they take it to the house.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see their reaction to all the diversity right there from the beginning of the season, first rep. Like, oh dang, we done put in all this work, and now boom, someone just took it 60 yards to the house on us. And then my second take on it as a fan, I'm like you, Chris. I really don't look too much into it because, like you said, there's a bunch of guys getting reps and
you'll have fans like freak out. What I'm like, come on, man, those those the twos right now. Calm down. Like, coach is being real vanilla, man. He ain't gonna throw his whole bag in a scrimmage. You know, I mean, yeah, you know, us as fans and maybe even some of the players may keep score, but at the end of the day, like I said, man, you just want to get those reps in. You want to get your timing and stuff down, chemistry down. If you got two kids that you're kind of 50-50 on as far as position, that's a good way to settle position battles.
When you find out. Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, man, you just want to come out injury free because you know, imagine losing, you know, a star player in a trying to go all out in a scrimmage. You know what I'm saying? But I just want to kind of get you guys as because this is what we're going to be experiencing next week. As soon as Friday, you know, that's when the kids are going. A lot of these teams are doing their first scrimmages. Yeah, that's just one thing that always, even going up to, you know, we could talk about NFL in the preseason. Fans freak out over a preseason game. Like, come on, man! Like it's a preseason game. Like,
Yep. You know, but you know, and I get it because just like us right now, we're itching to see that first kickoff. You know what I'm saying? We're itching for it. So
I
it's
understand that.
hard
I
to
understand that.
differentiate when you're standing out there like I'm about to put all my energy in it like it's a real game. Y'all better too. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how we feel as fans. But
I feel that. I
you
feel
forget
that.
you forget to think about the other side of that. Like you said, you know, settling position battles, figuring out who really got what. You know what I'm saying? Are
Mhm.
you faking it till you make it? Well, here's your chance right here. We're gonna find out. You know, I mean, yeah. So all those things, getting reps for some of them guys. I mean, you might see somebody that you never even viewed as a starter, or maybe not even second string, step out there and boom, do something big.
Oh
And
Boom.
yeah,
you
oh
go,
yeah.
hold on a second. Hold
That
on,
was
things
me.
just got real for that young man. He just had his aha moment right here in front of me. Now we got to
Hey,
revisit this, you know. But
hey.
and you know, I had a nephew that in the jamboree, his ninth grade year was the first time taking his field back with his older brother, who was a
Mhm.
monster at Lakewood, linebackers, both of them. You know, they were gonna let him play both ways so he can get some time with his brother. Went to the jamboree and tore his ACL. I mean, at the jamboree,
Oh
so
yeah.
he missed the
Yeah, that
entire
sucks.
season. You know, so I mean, you got to take all those things into consideration. Them coaches, most of them have those kids' interests at heart, and they want to bring them home safe. You know,
Oh yeah, oh
and
yeah.
but we also gotta learn and see what we got. So yeah, I'll keep that in mind as a fan this year. I appreciate y'all.
Yeah,
It's
man.
the
Don't
pan.
look. Y'all got a big time. Look when he talked about scrimmaging against Wallace, like that's a great, you know, that's a great test right there.
Yep.
Just remember, it's a scrimmage.
Yes.
So like I said, there'll be people that maybe you're out there, you got your ones out there against Wallace, some of Wallace's twos, and y'all are moving the ball and everything. Don't go ahead and book tickets to the state championship yet. Now, I mean, some people just they either get too high off a scrimmage or they get too low. Last
Yeah.
season, I had people telling me I don't think Clem's gonna be that good this year because we didn't look that good against West Columbus in the jamboree, and I'm like, bro, it's the jamboree. Like trust me, I look, give it time, man. Look, wait till it. Look, week 1, week 2, week 3, everybody's minds was changed. So
Mm-hmm.
just don't get too high, too low, man. Like I said, as a fan, you're ready to see football. We're all ready to see football. So you obviously you're gonna be excited. And you want your team to do good at all times. But like I said, just don't get too high or low on it, man. And since we're on the subject of scrimmages, guess we could kind of run through a couple that some of the coaches had gave me. Looking at Midway, they're going to be in Cleveland next week, August 9th. They're going to be playing Cleveland, South Johnson, and Smithfield Selma. JF Webb, August 9th, they'll be at Roseville's Kickoff Classic. They'll be taking on Northern Durham.
What's
Marlboro County. Oh, I'm sorry. What's up?
what's coach's team? Purnell Sweat. With
Yeah, he's Pernell Sweat, man. I'm gonna have to let Coach. That's the only team. That's one of the only teams I didn't get. We'll have to let him elaborate next week.
Okay.
I got Marlboro County August 9th. They'll be taking on Red Springs, Anson County, Trinity Christian, Southeast Raleigh versus Cardinal Gibbons. Then of course we know we got the Jamboree coming up, so we could go ahead and kind of give everybody a tentative plan on what we got going on, what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to do a little live stream. Of course, I know we're going to have some guys there. I know some of you guys are gonna be there at the jamboree. I think Brandon, you said you'll probably stay
Uh,
home. Well, you said you was going to
I,
Scotland County, right?
I'm gonna try to, but I know I'll be at the Clinton Jamboree.
Okay, cool. So
They're running that Midway boys.
we're gonna try to live stream that. Try to live stream the jamboree for you guys. I'll be doing a little bit of color commentary, and then some of these guys might pop in since they'll be there in person. Just hook up with the studio manager, Miss Tamika Robinson. She'll be on hand running that. But yeah, a lot of exciting time, man. We just got to get through these last couple weeks. Then we're on the week 1 kickoff, man. Anybody got anything else? Any observations? Anything they want to bring up?
Hey, Brandon, you was out here. Mr. Ward, you was out here talking about you'll be at the Clinton Jamboree for the Midway Clinton one. Well, you might as well, you know what I'm saying? If we on that live, you make sure you tune in, right? Because Midway got 2 games that night, Camp Lejeune, and then we got the last one. They're at the bottom. So just make sure you tune in so you can see what these Raiders is about. You know what I'm saying? Right away, baby. Right away.
I'm gonna be there.
Speaking of that, Magic, could you speak a little bit about what you think their game plan is going up against such tough opponents right there at the Jamboree?
That's one of them. That's one of them stabs in the neck.
No, sir.
No, yeah. I understand. Like, look, y'all done seen what my one of my receivers said, and actually it is the Buck Sweeps. Preseason? Yes, sir. You seen what he said? He said his whole game plan has changed this year. He said he let people get to him last year, so his whole mindset has changed. He's got to learn to lock out and focus. And so I expect number 5 out there to be doing some pretty nice things out there on the field. But also, you know what I'm saying? You see who we running behind. I ain't got to keep saying it. You see who we running behind.
Hey, well, yes, look, Magic, I'm glad you said that because it reminded me. Definitely got to congratulate BuzzFeed Sports Preseason Player of the Year, voted by you, the fans. Mr. Kamari Tank McNeil out of Midway had great fan participation. Had over 1,400 people vote between Facebook and Twitter. So appreciate y'all. Congratulations to Kamari. Definitely be having our eyes on him this season. I understand preseason accolades it is what they is. It is what it is. But it's just something we wanted to do to get some fan interaction, fan participation. So we'll do this again in December after everyone's season's wrapped up, and we'll have some stats and stuff to go along with that, and we'll see how that goes. But man, congratulations to Kamari Tank McNeil.
Yes, sir.
Definitely gonna be checking him out this season.
Yeah, I feel like he's gonna be one of them young men that's gonna make his people glad they voted for him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
oh yeah.
He's gonna produce. Like, he's gonna produce.
Tough player.
We already know that. But no, don't want to stab in the neck, Magic. See, you got Camp Lejeune, man. That they've been down, but they've had a lot of returning. And I heard
they got a good quarterback. Yeah, they got a good quarterback.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So you probably gonna be in an air raid situation over there on that field, and then you got Union, who we just talked about. Them boys are full of hunger and heart.
And hey, that's what I was saying. I was wondering why Ward said he gonna be over there at the Clinton Jamboree when, you know what I'm saying, his 300 was taking the field.
It's hard. It's hard to say it's not Clinton. It's been in Clinton for 48 and a half years, and now they moved it to Midway.
Right.
Oh, it's gonna be at Midway?
Yeah,
it's gonna be at Midway.
Oh, well, then I guess I'll be at Midway then.
Good job. Hey, we gonna have to link up.
I'll be right there beside you.
Gotcha.
Definitely. Everybody got to be on the lookout for the Buck Sweet Sports Podcast crew.
We in there like swimwear, baby.
Definitely representing 810 Studios. Shout out to 810 Studios, Mr.
Yes,
Mika,
sir.
all those working behind the scenes to help us bring y'all this content. They probably gonna be mad at me because I think we went over our time again, but
Again.
Yeah, so I got some apologizing to do, but I mean, when you get a couple football heads up here talking, and like I said, Coach, once again, shout out to Coach Holt from Lakewood,
Thank you.
giving a great interview with Brandon, great answers, really laid out, the type of coach he is, the type of man he is, and like I said, man, I feel really good about my prediction as far as Lakewood goes because they got the right man in charge, and I
Yes.
mean, with that talent with that talent that they got returning and that, experience and drive, you got coaching, that's a deadly combination, man. And a lot of people in the 1A East better be on the lookout, man, because definitely gonna be talking about those Leopards come October, November, hopefully.
Just trying to
But
take some names there.
oh yes, sir. But anybody got anything else before we try to go ahead and close this thing out?
I'm good.
Stay tuned. We'll have some Lakewood player interviews coming up real soon. So,
Oh yes, sir.
real soon.
Yes, sir. If you didn't check it out, man, we posted Big B's interview with some union players. Other county schools done jumped in the inbox and say, hey, what about us? So we definitely got to make our rounds around the county and put the appropriate spotlight on all these players, these great
For
programs,
sure.
man. So definitely gonna be doing that more of that. But yes, definitely check out Brandon's interview with the Union Spartans and be on the lookout for more interviews in the future. But
Right.
we'll go ahead and start wind things down once again. Appreciate everyone joining in, listening to us. If you haven't done so already, man, swing by 810 Studios, like, share, follow, check out all the great content. Swing by Busweed Sports Podcast Facebook page. Like, share, follow. All we man, we're posting content constantly. Looking forward to this season, man.
I'm just looking forward to some jerseys. I need some jerseys from Tank and some of these other guys. I'm looking forward to that.
And once again, that's the Midway Magic Man, Mr. Gomez.
For sure.
So appreciate it. Once again, appreciate all y'all fellas taking the time and talking to me, man. Looking forward to doing it again this time next week. But we're going to go ahead and sign off. Busweed Sports Podcast. Everyone have a great night. Cool, bye.